Filming on GenCon 2018. No, we're not in Japan, but we are still in Indianapolis, and we are at the booth of Flying Frog, where Scott has agreed to tell us a little bit about Shadows of Brimstone Forbidden Fortress, the third set for Shadows of Brimstone, which is a game that I like very much. I've been loving it since it came out, and so I'm very excited to learn a little bit more about it. Thank you, Scott.
Well, Forbidden Fortress is a brand new game, but it's actually part of the Shadows of Brimstone series. So we look at it as not so much as an expansion, but a third core set for Shadows of Brimstone. So the first two were City of the Ancients and Swamps of Death. The new one, Forbidden Fortress, it's equal in contents and scope, but it has a different theme. So whereas the previous ones, you started with gritty Old West characters in the American Old West, and then you went through portals and ended up having adventures in other worlds and even on Earth down in the mines and passages. This one it starts in feudal Japan, and you play a Japanese hero. So the character types in this, we've got the ninja assassin, the traveling monk, the sorceress, and the samurai. And so you start the game in feudal Japan as a Japanese hero, and instead of mines, you're investigating in temples and Japanese castles and courtyards, and then you go through portals and you can end up in other worlds.
Here we got an overview of the stuff that we get in the box.
This is a bunch of the different heroes and creatures and stuff from the box.
Tentacles, always important.
Always important to have tentacles,
right.
And we wanted to have a little bit of a different tentacle type this time. So we've got these that are the acidic tentacles, and so they've got mouths on the end, and they're dripping with acid. These are Onis right here. That's an example of one where we pulled from traditional Japanese mythology. Just like the Tengu here, these are creatures that are from the mythology in Japan. But in our version, they're quite real, and they're demons that have been coming through these portals that are opened up by groupings of Darkstone. So it follows the same storyline. It takes place in the same world, obviously also on Earth, but a different time period.
Okay.
So now we find those portals don't just lead to other places, but also possibly other times. And the games are totally compatible, and in fact, the storylines are integrated. So you find when you start reading the flavor text in the book that in feudal Japan, once these gateways open, portals to other places, people from the Old West start coming through, and they actually establish a town in Japan called Armageddon.
Oh, I like that.
And so there's all these, traders and trading posts and a whole trade from between the West and Japan, but across time.
So it's both interesting. With the time travel, it's both a prequel.
It's basically
and
a
at the same time and a sequel. You got them all.
That's true. That's true. And that's the first time anybody's ever said that, but it's very true. Yeah. This does contain another world, just like the previous core sets, but the one for this is one that we've been wanting to do for a very long time. It's called the Belly of the Beast.
Ooh.
And so basically it is, let's see, here you can see some of the boards for it. It's, you go through the portal and you end up finding that you're inside a giant creature.
Oh,
and the creature is so big you don't even know what it looks like. You're on the inside of it. And so the passages look like, like a windpipe, or like you're in the organs of this creature. And of course, you're attacked by creepy crawlies and slimy critters, like the acidic tentacles.
Well, I gotta give it to you. I always praise Shadows of Brimstone for its original setting.
Yeah.
You managed to still surprise me. This is one step further. This is both very messed up and absolutely fascinating.
And the best part is that it's fully compatible. So if you already play Shadows of Brimstone, now your cowboy and saloon girl and your gunslinger can go through a portal and now end up in the belly of the beast.
So I can have my bandito launching, throwing dynamite.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
In this, you're in the stomach lining of some amazing giant creature, fighting off these critters and creepy crawlies. The other thing is, if you already play Shadows of Brimstone, you can have your current adventuring party go through a portal and end up in Japan and fight your way through temples and castles, fighting, dishonored dead, which are undead samurai, or Oni, or the Arianago, a bunch of different creatures. It's a lot of fun.
So mechanically, the game remains the same, more or less?
100% compatible.
Okay.
And you can have your, so if you already play Shadows of Brimstone, you can get this and it basically adds 2 brand new worlds, and then of course all these new enemy types, all this new lore, new gear. So you could have your Bandito go through and he ends up with a samurai helmet and then comes back and adventures in the West. You can also have your new Japanese characters go to any of the previous other worlds, so they can investigate Cinder or Tradera, the derelict ship, or Targa or Jargono or Blasted Wastes. And you can also have mixed parties, so you could completely start a game where you've got a party with a ninja, a samurai, a bandito, and a saloon girl, and join in for the fight. You go out to the derelict ship and adventure in space. So it really is a new chapter in the Shadows of Brimstone world.
Yeah. And it increases the world, which was already pretty immense as it was. It increases even further. That's really exciting.
And it's also a new entry point. You know, we've heard from a few people that have said, wow, you know what? Like, I love all samurai, ninja, Japanese stuff. I wasn't that big on the Old West, and so this is the one for me. And so I think, you know, people have their different preferences of theme.
Yeah,
and so
absolutely.
This gives people some different options.
Absolutely. And when will it be available? Is it available already?
So we flew in some early copies to have them here at the show, but we actually, it should be in retail stores sometime in October.
Excellent. Thank you so much for telling us about Forbidden Fortress. I'm definitely very excited about this, and I'm sure that many of my viewers are too. Thank you again.
No problem. Thank you.